And we are now going to talk about editors. And the editors may be different to the ones that you are used to if you're using Windows or Mac. So there are two types of editors on Linux. There are some editors that are good on the command line and some that are good on a GUI. So first, let's look at some command line editors. And we are going to focus on Nano. And then we're also going to look at some GUI editors, and that is gedit. Because some editors are better in a GUI environment and some are better on command line. And if maybe you just want to see the content of a file, then you could use less, more, or cat, because that way there won't be a risk of you making changes to the file because you're just looking in it. So because of that, they are suggested to use for that. So the command more has forward navigation and limited backward navigation, and you use it with more and the file name. You exit with Q. Less, you can navigate both forward and backward, and it has search options. You can use it with less and the name of the file. You exit with Q. Cat is a tool for file-related operations. You can view, concatenate, create, copy, merge, and manipulate file contents with it. Cat, various options and file is the command, and you can use man cat for more info. If you just say cat file, then it just gives you the content of the file thrown to the screen. You can also use an editor, but it's better not to because you risk making changes if your cat runs across the keyboard or you happen to touch it in any other way. So use cat or less or something like this. So let's go and try it. And I am going to go into my directory to exercises. So I can go into the exercises directory and I will change to one of the subdirectories. And then I will try use less on one of the files and also cat on one of the files. And you'll see that cat is good for short file, but not for long files. And the question, let's see here, if there's anything we can use it here. I think I'm going to go into patterns. And then I will see if I have a file that is useful. I'm going to look at this file here, my file 3.txt. So I will say cat, and then I will say my file 3.txt, and it throws the content to the screen. And it has this content here. And as you can see, it's not a very long file, so it fits nicely here. If you instead had used less, then it shows the content, and you would, if it was longer, you could scroll in it, and you can exit it with Q. So, of course, if it's a long file and you use cat, then maybe you'll get several screenfuls of it, and it might be easier to use less, because then not only can you just scroll in it, you can also search in it. So less is better for longer files. Okay, so this is how you look inside files. But what if you actually need to edit them? Then there are some good editors for using on the command line. There's Nano, VI or Vim, and Emacs. The most powerful are these, VI, Vim, and Emacs. Though Emacs is probably best in a GUI, and the easiest editor to use if you aren't familiar with any of them is Nano. So let's try start Nano. And you start it by saying Nano and a file name. And it can either be a file name of one of the files you already have if you want to edit it, or it can be a new file name if you want to create it, or you can start it without any file name whatsoever, in which case you can save it to a file later. So I am going to start it with nano, and I'm going to say edit file. That's not a good name. Bookshelf.txt. And then I open it. And this is how it looks, nano. And you can type in it. I have some books in my bookshelf. And then when you have typed in it, you use the commands down here. And this hat character means that you should hold down Control and then type the letter here, for instance, X. Hold down Control and type X. Then it says, do you want to save the modified buffer? If you say no, it will just quit. If you say yes with Y, it asks you, what would you like to call this file? And if you want to override it, or if you want to keep the name you gave it, then you just press enter now. If you want to name it something different, you can just type in it and then press enter. And you now have this file here, as you can see. There are also GUI editors. And if you're connecting with ThinLink, for instance, you will have a graphical user interface, a GUI. And if you're using Tetralit, this is the server. From within ThinLink, you can either open a terminal window or shell, or you can choose editors from the menu. It differs a bit how ThinLink looks depending on the center and also what desktop environment they run. NSC runs XFCE. C2N's Kebnekaise has Mate. Some of the other centers let you choose. It varies. You open a terminal from the application and either System Tools or System, and then you pick a terminal. To choose editors, again, you go to Applications and either Accessories or Accessories and then Applications and Development at NSC. Regardless, they will be under Applications, Accessories, and there may be a subdirectory. And this gives several editor options. And some of those have graphical interfaces. There is the text editor gedit. It's at most centers. There's Pluma. There's Atom, Emacs GUI, and NEdit. And I would suggest if you don't know any of them, use text editor, gedit. It is like Notepad, but actually with slightly more commands in it. And if you start gedit from the menu, you do it by Applications, Accessories, Text Editor. You get a window that looks similar to this. You open File by clicking the Open in the top menu. You can click the small icon with a plus. It's this one here. It's located just beside the Open button, and it creates a new document. You can save it by clicking Save. And there's also a menu here, the three horizontal lines that gives you other options, including find and replace. So it's quite a useful edit. So I think I'm just going to continue.